Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your host Christopher Turner from the show Shall We Heal, and today we're going to be talking about social injustice, the facts behind that, the history behind how long it's been around, and just how I think we should be able to cope with it or can cope with it in a way. Now, I didn't upload a video on Saturday because I was busy taking a final for school, and I just had to be busy that whole day studying and trying to push that final out. Now I'm hoping that I won't come and school won't have to interfere with my uploading schedule again, and I could keep my promise as far as uploading my videos and getting them out to you guys every Saturday. So the question I have for everybody is, why does the governing system in America repeatedly allow social injustice against African Americans and minorities? The legal system and rights that we have as a people, it's been set in place since 1789. And it honestly seems as if it doesn't even protect certain people of color, ethnicities, backgrounds, etc. It just doesn't seem as if it protects those type of people, except for the people that it benefits. Now, social injustice is defined as a situation that involves unfair practices carried out into society. I'm not talking about this subject as if it just started happening. This has been happening for years. It's been happening for quite a while. I'm just bringing light to it today to you guys. Now, social injustice that I've seen involved with certain African Americans, such as Tamir Rice, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, those are just some of the unfortunate African American men that befell not only police brutality but social injustice as well. These people were killed like they had they were wrongfully killed basically, and nothing was really done about it. The police officers haven't been put on trial except for one of the cases. The Botham Jean, she was reportedly put into jail, and it just pretty much that was it. Now, for these other cases, these people have been acquitted as far as self-defense. In the case with Tamir Rice, the little boy had an airsoft gun, and the officer took that as a threat, shooting him and killing the little boy. Now, this kid was only 13 years old, and within the judiciary system, it seems as if they tried to overplay what it is that was happening within this story. They were saying that the little boy, I guess, posed a threat to the officer, and he felt the need to kill him. Now, I don't really know if, there was something wrong with his eyes or anything of that nature, but it's a fine distinct difference between telling a difference from an airsoft gun to an actual gun. Now, they say that you're not able to really tell and etc., but at the same time I feel as if you really are. I feel as if that's just a cop out for a reason to put somebody else into the ground, and I just want my job. Now, the people that have killed these people, like I said, they were acquitted. They haven't faced any true backlash for it, except for the people that they've put in peril. You've basically taken away these people's sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, and they're basically getting away with it scot free. That alone in itself is social injustice. Americans claim that they want equality, and they really don't show any examples that it's prominent in today's society. They advocate for all these people to do these certain things, but in reality it's not really happening. Such as African Americans, they advocate there's equality with African Americans and equal rights for everybody, but in real life there's not really equal rights for everybody. It's lopsided. Not only was it estimated in 2019 by the U.S. Census Bureau that African Americans will populate that populated the U.S. by 40% or more, but they've actually been steady since the 1990s. That population has been consistently growing. It's constantly been the same, and it's not only getting bigger. It's prominent. It's flourishing. Over the time that these various events have been happening, it it's pretty much been shadowed certain events happen and they try to shadow it and make it seem as if everything is okay when it's really not. Excuse me. Like I said, social injustice is not only a traumatic experience for families, but the African American society as a whole. Seeing as we have to deal with, oh my God, I might get killed while I'm walking down the street. I might have to deal with these police officers because I got pulled over and I don't even know if I'm going to lose my life today. Things like that. It's certain things that I even worry about as an African American man. If I might make it home safe today, if I might get hurt by somebody today because they think that they have the right to harm me just because I'm black and they were afraid. These problems have not only been surfaced a lot in today's society, but they started in 1619, around the times of slavery. This was not only implemented then, but it's been implemented since time. It just keeps going back. I wasn't around during that time era, but at the same time, in my opinion, it's been around forever with minorities. It's just, it seems as if it's inevitable. Now, not only do the governing systems claim they protect our citizens and claim they protect U.S. citizens as a whole, they also need they need a huge amount of reform. They need to apply heavy consequences with wrongfully killing people, wrongfully gunning down people for police officers, and just make them have these huge consequences as they have for African Americans. I don't see it as fair because they pride themselves on equality, but they let people get away with these heinous crimes. Now, an African American man could get that most heftiest jail sentence ever just for walking down the street and having, let's just say, a little baggie of weed on him. He's going to get 25 years to life. I'm just over exaggerating this, but in my opinion, I'm just over exaggerating this. This is my opinion. And he's just going to get 25 years to life. Now, compare that to a white man who kills a little kid and records it. Everybody gets to see that. But he gets 5 years and he gets to declare insanity. He gets to live the rest of his life. That little boy's dead. And the man that I just mentioned that had the weed on him is now in jail for life for having a little bag of weed on him. But this man just killed somebody, and it's just going to be seen as, oh, well, he's just crazy. Or, everything is okay. He didn't mean to do it. He was just crazy. He didn't know what he was doing in the moment, and he was afraid. He was in some type of peril or harm. Stuff like that. Now, black men are 5.9 times likely to go to jail more than Caucasian males. That alone in itself proves that everybody is racially biased in the system. That is just social injustice. Although we do have all these civil rights for African Americans, these groups such as the African Blood Brotherhood, African People's Socialist Party, and other various groups, it seems as if they get overshadowed by the amount of hate that these people have for minorities and African Americans. It's been several years since slavery was abolished, and African Americans still face the same amount of hate and the same amount of just disdain for them because of their black skin and because of who they are or because of the culture that they've been born into. Now, with all that information that I just gave you guys, I'm going to give you an opinion on how I feel as if we can kind of get past this and, in a way, heal. Now, I feel as if African Americans and minorities' thought process is to simply, I feel as if my people have to view this as a serious problem because it is a serious problem. This not only is a tragedy with many families, but a tragedy within the black culture. I feel as if we need to be educated and taught what it is that we need to do in order to not be infected as a way by this. Not only as a way be infected by this as far as our thought process and what it is that we think as an African American culture, but educate the ones that are coming after us, educate the ones that we are around, so that they may further themselves and politically understand what it is that they need to do as a society, so we can heal with each other. Not only going to the higher up positions, but letting their voice be heard, so they know that we are serious. Now, that was just my opinion. I hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe. Leave me any questions in the comments if you guys have anything to ask. And I will see you guys in the next video.